A sharp tongue, slogans and the fist, trademarks of Zimbabwe's president. Feared within his party, but not by the First Lady. Here she stands her ground, rejecting his order that she wear a hat presented as a gift by Mozambique's Frelimo. His trademark vitriol against the West, including former colonial master Britain.
I don't think I could ever establish a home in an environment of that nature. Not only is it a little island with crowded everything, crowded houses, crowded people, small roads. Because the country is small, the people are also small-minded.
And a message to the West.
The farmers have the land. They will say, oh, they're bad farmers. Let them be bad farmers. We'll teach them how to be good farmers. But the land is theirs. The forests are theirs. The soil theirs. The rivers theirs. The minerals theirs. The birds of the air, the animals of the forest, they are yours. Even the snakes, the lizards, they belong to you.
And Cecil John Rhodes' gravesite in Zimbabwe's Matopos Hills will remain.
So Rhodes must continue to pay his taxes that way. He never paid us taxes when he was alive. But now I'm sure you can pay taxes.
As the laughter dies down, more serious business this week. The appointment of 2 vice presidents and a national executive team. Shingai Nyoka, SABC News, Harare, Zimbabwe.
Now, for the latest political stalemate in Zimbabwe, we are now joined on the line from Zimbabwe by Shingai Nyoka, our correspondent there. Shingai, very good morning to you. And can you tell us what we can expect when the Zanu-PF newly appointed Central Committee meet today?
Good morning to you, Elvis. Well, out of the Central Committee meeting, we're expecting President Robert Mugabe to name his Politburo as well as his Vice President. It's a very crucial meeting because he is going to have to choose the members of that Politburo, which is the party's national executive, as well as his Vice President, from this pool of 300 Central Committee members. What we are not sure about is whether he's going to make those appointments today. The Central Committee will be meeting today. We understand that they might also meet tomorrow, but he's assured the people that at least at the very latest by Thursday, everyone will know who has been appointed in the Politburo, as well as who the vice presidents are.
Who are the front runners for the vice president position?
At this stage, it appears as if Emerson Mnangagwa, who's been tipped for years now to be one of the people that President Mugabe favors as his successor. He is the current Justice Minister, and he was alleged to have led one of the factions vying to succeed President Mugabe. More lately, there's been other names that have been bandied around, including the Senate of the Senate President Edna Mazongwe, and she's female, as well as Jacob Mudenda, the Speaker of Parliament, and the both of them featured very prominently at the just ended Congress. At this stage, we'll just have to wait and see whether he's going to choose from the traditional pool or whether he's going to choose somebody completely unexpected.
Now, the Vice President, Joyce Majuru, has been purged. What now for her?
She's been speaking to the media quite openly over the last 12 hours or so. She has said that she intends to remain in the party, that Zanu-PF is the only party that she's ever known. Of course, she's a highly decorated female ex-combatant, and in terms of fighting this particular dismissal, she says that she hasn't thought about it yet, that she still has to think it through, but that she's not a fighting character. So really at this stage, it appears that she will just be relegated to being an ordinary member of the ruling party.
Now, there's a number of other ministers that have also been sacked besides Mujuru. Who were they?
They were people that were alleged to have been allies of Vice President Joyce Mujuru. They were sacked for performing below par, according to an official statement released yesterday. But many of them have been linked to the succession plot, to the succession plan with the Vice President. They include the Indigenization Minister, Francis Mema, the Minister of Higher Education, Olivia Mchena, Nicholas Gorche, the Labour Minister, as well as Didymus Mutasa, who was the Secretary General of the ruling party, as well as the Minister of the Presidential Affairs, and he's a long-time ally of President Mugabe. Many of these people are long-time allies of the President who fought in the Liberation War.
Where does the First Lady fit into all of this big puzzle in Zimbabwe?
It's at this stage that her ambition is solely to get a political footing within the ruling party. Over the last year, since her marriage to the president, her role in politics has been very ceremonial as the First Lady. But clearly, as Mugabe looks ahead, looks maybe to a post-Mugabe dispensation, he has to secure the future of his family. He has to secure the future of the First Lady and of his children. And so clearly she has a role to play in terms of who she also thinks will be the best person to safeguard the legacy as well as to protect the family after President Mugabe has gone.
Now, from your observation, Singai, is there still a sense that unity still prevails within Zanu-PF?
As long as the other faction remains in the party, they might have been demoted, but it's highly unlikely that this will resolve the issue of factionalism within the party. What President Mugabe has simply done is stamp his authority over the party and silence the debate. But still, clearly, there's a lot of dissension within the party about his continued stay in office. All he's done is just instill fear in people about talking about it, but at this stage, it just appears to be a veneer of unity, whereas people still are trying to think about the way forward in terms of a post-Mugabe era.
Shingai, thank you so much for that report. That was our SABC news correspondent in Harare, Zimbabwe, Shingai Nyoka.